Hey everybody, this is Gary, and you are obviously watching a video edition of my podcast, my rAVe podcast. I'm excited to be joined by two InFocusers, for lack of a better word, Lauren Shaw, VP of Marketing, and Michael Liggett, Product Manager. Guys, how you doing over there?
We're doing awesome. Thanks, Gary.
All right.
Thanks for joining me today. Look, InFocus invented the category of projectors. Let's get that out of the way. A lot of projectors are called InFocuses. But what's interesting about InFocus is they've kind of evolved beyond projectors. I mean, you still have projectors. You had them at ISE, had a new line at ISE. But tell me at InfoComm, you're going to be in the North Hall in booth 1306. Tell me what you're going to be launching at InfoComm. Why should I go to your booth?
Sure. We have kind of two sides of the house. On the kind of larger video wall side and controlling large amounts of information, we have our Jupiter by InFocus product line, and we'll be debuting our PixelNet 2.0. We showed it at ISE, we showed it in Europe earlier in the year, but we'll be the first time to be really showing it a big show out here. So that's really about capturing, distributing, controlling video and audio at 4K resolution, sending it over IP or fiber, wherever you want it, within buildings, campuses, or across a continent for that matter. So that's used a lot in security and manufacturing, other applications. We'll also be showing a preview of some new MondoPad solutions. You know, we like to believe that we help create that category for collaboration on screen for touchscreens. MondoPad continues to exist, but we've added in some new models that will address different segments of the market. So that will be something we'll be showing there as well. And back to the projector side of the house, we will be showing 3 new solid-state projectors live at the show that you could come and take a look at with beautiful color gamuts, things like that. So come by and see that.
Let me ask you a quick question. Sure. About that. A lot of people, I assume everyone knows, I guess we all assume everyone knows, people may not know that you purchased Jupiter systems some time ago. You know, they're really known for their video wall stuff, but what I knew them for is they were the first AV over IP product that I remember in the industry, really. Everything that they were doing was AV over IP back, I don't know, 10 years ago when they first debuted, maybe 7 years when they first debuted that line of product. And at ISE, you showed the sort of second generation of the product. Is that going to be, you know, because I see that video wall segment and that segment of the product category going way outside of command and control centers now into social media monitoring and also into retail digital signage applications. Do you agree, or are you not seeing that?
No, we still have the core business around the original type of industries. So that's energy, security, things like that. We do see new movement in manufacturing and other business applications. So it could be in those areas too. I think that the growth of that goes in, you know, little spurts, and we see something and then it kind of slows down and it goes again. So that is an area that if people haven't seen it and the different type of applications that this can be used for, they should come and check it out at our booth. It's pretty amazing.
And you mentioned MondoPad. I mean, the collaboration board wasn't even a term 2 years ago. It was sort of coined. I happened to write an article about these new generation of interactive boards, and there was no term for it because they weren't really interactive boards and that you had like the MondoPad. And I started using the term collaboration board, and it seemed to get picked up by a lot of people. You did invent that category, you could argue, with the MondoPad. So you'll have that and the new versions of that there. And then projectors, of course, you'll have. But tell me about that word I see behind you back there. What is that? Because I don't even know anything about it, and you're going to debut it to me today.
Sure. This is SimpleShare. And actually, Michael is our product manager for SimpleShare, and he can give you a brief explanation and do a very quick demo for you guys.
Yeah. So essentially, this is wireless HDMI. You can get rid of your cords with this. There are 2 pieces. I'll go ahead and pull this out here since it all goes together. There's a receiver and a transmitter. And this, like you saw, plugs into any display, projector, anything with an HDMI input. Plug that in. It's got a USB power connection.
So you're plugging in HDMI, you're powering it through USB, and the USB that can power it can come from the same laptop or from the same device you're connecting to, or through a wall wart kind of product?
Right. Okay. And then this one is chargeable It has a little USB slot there to charge it, and it goes up to 3 hours of continuous use. That's how long the charge lasts for.
Or you can charge while you're using it as well.
Yeah.
But that's the transmitter piece of it.
Right.
That you plug in.
And so this goes to your output. So in my case, I've got my laptop. Mine's a mini display port output, so I just have an adapter there, and that's no problem for it. What you do is you plug it in, you hit the button, and then it sends to it. I'll also show you real quick how pairing works, because that's pretty quick.
So can you have multiple people with multiple buttons in the room so you can share content on the screen? How's that work?
So you can have up to 254 of these connected to one receiver, Gary. And
how many can you display at one time?
Show one at a time.
Okay, so first in,
254.
First in, first out. So if someone presses
right.
a button, they're on. Next person presses a button, it pulls them off, and the next person's on.
Right,
Correct.
exactly.
Is there any moderation at all? Moderation functionality?
We keep this very simple. This is about connecting up and getting this stuff up to the screen without the hassle of other things. The key
so no software loading, no drivers.
No software loading at all, which is probably one of the biggest key things that we heard from end users that we needed to address. Because that
and Lauren, you've moved out of the frame here. I can't see you, so I'm talking to your shirt. There you go.
Sorry.
I like the shirt, but I want to see your face. So yeah, I get the keep it simple solution. That's awesome. Battery operated is really cool because that'll last 3 hours. If a meeting's longer than 3 hours, then you're gonna have some problems. So that's pretty cool.
Correct.
And does it work? What resolutions does it work up to?
Up to 1080p.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. And pairing is super easy. There's a button on here. You hold it down for 5 seconds. It changes the screen a little bit. You saw it flash moments ago. Mm-hmm. Now there's a little settings section that's got a list. Then on the transmitter, while it's off, you hold the button down, power it up, give it about 5-10 seconds till it starts flashing blue on here. And then once it does,
it's paired.
Give it a moment here, and it'll pop up in the list here, and you just go through this process of pairing them. There are.
You only have to do that one time. I mean, be very clear. You only have to do that one time, Gary. You pair it once, it's done.
Right.
So
and then every time you turn it on and off, it knows that it's
right. It knows where it's at. Yep.
I need this for my house.
Right.
Yeah. No, sweet that way. And then once you've got the ones you want in there, then you just hit the button, hold the button down again, and that pops up. Okay. And then this is ready to go. So I plug it into my laptop, give it just a moment for the computer to recognize the new, the computer basically sees it as a display. Right. So you can mirror to it or extend to it. So I hit the button. There's my desktop. Let me.
What frequency is the wireless on, or how are you doing the wireless?
It's on 802.11n, 5 gigahertz.
But it's peer-to-peer?
Yeah, it's just point-to-point.
So that's another key point, because IT doesn't have to worry about it getting anywhere else on the network.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about getting approvals to put it on the network.
Exactly.
Right. You just plug it in and you're ready to go. And then we've got a video here of...
What's the frame rate of the video capability?
It's pretty close to 60.
Okay.
It's really good.
And I mean, you can see it's kind of hard to see, but there's not much loss there. It does very good over wireless.
So what's this going to retail for? Do you have a price on it yet?
These go for, let me escape out here. There's three versions. There's SimpleShare Basic, which goes for $630. There's the SimpleShare Presentation that comes with 3 transmitters, 1 receiver, and also a charging cradle.
Nice.
Slots to power, and then this little cubby for cords. That goes for $16.99. And then there's a touch version that has the cradle, 3 chargers. It also has wireless touch pass-through through a USB. Those go for $21.99.
This is a really neat system. So this is a true sort of keep it simple system HDMI transmitter system specifically for presentation market and quick meetings and brainstorming. It's kind of a different play on all the other kind of button-based products that are a little bit more, that have a little bit more features, but obviously a little bit more complicated to set up.
Right. Well, and all those go through USB, the most popular ones. They go through USB, which does require a driver, and it kind of limits what output you can have, whereas this is just HDMI, which is pretty much ubiquitous.
What's I guess the distance-wise would only be the distance between, I guess you're setting up like almost like a little access point in your network, so it's probably in the range of 200 or 300 feet if you have, an open space.
Right.
Yeah, so that's nice. And how about when an organization like a school has 5 classrooms and they put one in each classroom? Do you have a way to, the pairing is the way to know, what's going to work with what, but do you have a way of sort of, if someone's you have to check them out from a media center or a library, you'd know which ones are paired with which, or how do you recommend handling that?
The easiest way would probably be keeping them all together.
Like physically.
Right, and that's part of what the Cradle's for, is to help keep it together. And there's a slot there. If you're going to check this out, you could have a receiver sitting in the box along with it.
And even if you did need to repair something, it takes, as you saw, it's not a giant complex effort.
Yeah. This is neat. So this is called
quickly.
Yeah, it's called SimpleShare, which it's interesting because InFocus, I remember InFocus years ago, at least 10 years ago, having the first wireless transmission system that I remember ever seeing. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember what it was called.
I believe it was Light Show, which today we have numerous generations of it. And it's still one of our best-selling wireless presentation products. We're in our probably 5th or 6th generation at this point. So it does really well.
What's funny about that is because all the other ones out there get a lot of exposure, and I think people forget that you had that Light Show product because you sort of pioneered that market and kind of maybe it's because InFocus has so much, you're focused on so many other things that people forget that it's out there. But this is a different take on that. I really like this a lot. I appreciate you doing this demo. So is this going to ship at InfoComm or pretty quickly afterwards?
Pretty quick, yeah. It's right around the InfoComm timeframe. It'll be out and available in the market.
So you're in the North Hall booth 1306, SimpleShare. Of course, you'll show your Mondo pads, new projectors. By the way, one quick question about the projectors. You mentioned that you have you're going to have 3 new solid state projectors. Are they all laser, or you have a combination of laser and LED?
It's going to be a combination. You'll see different things there. Yeah, some laser, some LED.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that. I forgot to ask that question. And of course, the Jupiter Systems products. So check it all out. Of course, you can see all the stuff they've currently launched at InFocus.com. Is SimpleShare launched yet, or is this going to debut at InfoComm?
It is on our website. We have announced it, so that's why we're able to share it with you today. But come see it in person. It's very impressive in person.
Okay, definitely going to go. I'm definitely going to go by and check it out because I am always looking for a simple way to do this kind of stuff. And I think it's interesting how you took this approach. I definitely think this is going to be big in sort of classroom sharing applications and quick meeting brainstorming rooms where you just want to throw something up there. It kind of reminds me of the Chrome stick, that a lot of people have in their houses. I think it's kind of an interesting concept.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations. This was Lauren Shaw. Thank you very much for showing this on rAVe Radio today. Michael Liggett, congratulations on your product. After InfoComm, you get to take a vacation if the product ships on time.
Right. Lauren? Exactly.
That's the key thing. You guys, I really appreciate you joining me. Of course, check out InFocus at InFocus.com. And everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks all. Thanks, Gary. Bye-bye.